Welcome back, MVP road car family. Today we've got something truly special. The all-new 2026 Ford Mustang GT. The Mustang name has always stood for power, performance, and pure American muscle, but this new generation takes things to a whole new level. From its redefined exterior design to its updated interior and seriously upgraded performance, Ford has made sure the 2026 GT is not just a muscle car, but a modern performance machine built for enthusiasts who still crave that roar of the V8. Let's start with that first impression, the exterior. The 2026 Mustang GT looks meaner, sharper, and more refined than ever. Ford has taken the classic pony car silhouette and injected it with a dose of aggression. Up front, you get a lower, wider stance with an angular grille that seems to inhale the air in front of it. The LED headlights are now slimmer and more menacing, giving the car a focused, almost predatory look. The hood still carries those iconic muscular bulges, hinting at the power sitting underneath. But everything feels tighter and more sculpted. From the side, you notice how the proportions are perfectly balanced. Long hood, short rear deck, and that sloping roofline that just screams speed. Ford has done an excellent job blending traditional Mustang cues with modern aerodynamics. The character lines are sharper, and those side vents and subtle creases add both style and function. The GT rides on bold 19-inch alloy wheels as standard, with optional 20-inch performance wheels if you really want to make a statement. Around the back, the triple-bar taillights are still there because what's a Mustang without them? But now they're slimmer and use advanced LED lighting for that futuristic touch. The quad exhaust setup looks ready to spit fire, and the rear diffuser gives it a race-ready vibe. Now, step inside the cabin, and this is where the 2026 Mustang GT surprises most people. This isn't just a driver's car anymore. It's a tech-savvy, comfortable, and refined space that still manages to stay true to its muscle car roots. The first thing that hits you is the driver-focused cockpit. The flat-bottom steering wheel feels great in hand, wrapped in high-quality leather with stitching that reminds you this is no ordinary Ford. Right in front of you sits a massive digital cluster that merges seamlessly with the central infotainment screen, a single, sweeping panel that stretches across the dashboard. Similar to what we've seen in some high-end EVs, the instrument cluster is fully customizable, letting you switch between classic analog dials or a modern digital race layout. The infotainment system runs Ford's latest sync software with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and built-in navigation that's super responsive. The center console layout is clean and intuitive, with physical toggles for key functions like drive modes and traction control. A nice nod to old-school drivers who still like to feel in command. The materials are much improved, too. You get soft-touch surfaces, aluminum accents, and optional suede or carbon fiber inserts for that performance feel. The seats are well bolstered, giving you plenty of support when you push the car hard through corners, but still comfortable enough for long drives. Ford also offers Recaro sport seats as an option for those who want a true track-ready interior. In terms of practicality, the Mustang GT still isn't a family hauler, but the back seats are usable for short trips or smaller passengers. The trunk space remains decent for a sports coupe, enough for a couple of weekend bags or a grocery run. Ford clearly wanted to make this Mustang more livable without losing the raw emotion that defines the brand. Now let's talk about the part we've all been waiting for, performance. Under that sculpted hood lives a familiar yet refined beast, the legendary 5.0-liter Coyote V8. For 2026, Ford has tuned it to produce around 500 horsepower and 420 pound-feet of torque, depending on the trim and configuration. That's an impressive leap over the previous generation, and it's all naturally aspirated. No turbos, no hybrids, just pure old-school muscle with modern engineering finesse. You can get it with a 10-speed automatic transmission, or, for the purists, a 6-speed manual that feels precise and mechanical, the way it should be. On the road, the 2026 Mustang GT feels alive. The throttle response is immediate, and that V8 sound is absolutely intoxicating. Ford has refined the exhaust system so that it delivers a deep, throaty growl in normal mode, but when you switch to sport or track, it opens up with that classic Mustang roar that'll turn heads from a block away. The car's acceleration is brutally quick, with a 0 to 60 time hovering around 3.8 seconds, putting it right in competition with some serious performance cars from Europe and Japan. But the Mustang GT isn't just about straight-line speed anymore. The chassis feels tighter, the steering more responsive, and the suspension more composed. Thanks to the new MagneRide adaptive dampers, the GT can switch from a comfortable cruiser to a corner-carving beast in an instant. Ford has put serious work into the handling dynamics. There's more precision, better balance, and improved grip, especially if you go for the performance pack that adds upgraded brakes, a limited slip differential, and stickier Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires. You really feel that connection between driver and machine, something that older Mustangs sometimes lacked. This new GT feels planted, predictable, and confidence-inspiring, whether you're on a winding back road or a racetrack. The braking performance is equally impressive, with Brembo calipers providing strong, consistent stopping power. Now let's touch on technology and safety. The 2026 Mustang GT is packed with Ford's latest driver assist features, but unlike some modern sports cars, it doesn't feel overly intrusive. You still get adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring, and automatic emergency braking. But you can turn most of these off when you just want to focus on the drive. There's also a new performance data recorder that lets you track lap times, G-forces, and throttle inputs. Perfect for enthusiasts who want to analyze their driving performance. When it comes to pricing, Ford has done a great job keeping the Mustang GT competitive. The base GT model is expected to start around $46,000, while fully loaded versions with all the bells and whistles, including the performance pack and premium interior, can push past $60,000. That's a serious deal when you consider the kind of performance and technology you're getting. Compared to European rivals that easily cross the six-figure mark, the Mustang GT offers tremendous value for the performance it delivers. Of course, there are still a few options that can drive the price higher. Custom paint jobs, upgraded brakes, and carbon fiber trim packages. But even then, it's hard to argue with what Ford is offering here. This is still a car that delivers more horsepower per dollar than just about anything in its class. So what's the verdict? The 2026 Ford Mustang GT is a perfect blend of heritage and innovation. It stays true to its muscle car DNA while embracing modern design, technology, and precision engineering. The exterior is bold and aggressive without going overboard. The interior is finally up to par with global performance standards, and the driving experience, that's where the magic still lives. Ford has managed to keep that raw emotional connection alive, while making the car more refined, more capable, and more enjoyable every single day. If you've ever dreamed of owning a true driver's car that can turn heads, thrill your senses, and still be practical enough for daily life, the 2026 Mustang GT might just be the sweet spot. It's not trying to be an EV or a luxury coupe. It's a Mustang, pure and simple, loud, proud, and ready to make every drive an event. That's going to wrap it up for today's review. If you enjoyed this in-depth look at the 2026 Ford Mustang GT, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to MVP Road Car for more reviews, and drop a comment below telling me what you think about Ford keeping the V8 alive in this modern age. Would you pick this over a Camaro or a Challenger? Or do you think the Mustang still stands alone as the king of American performance?